Barbizon clears it up the side to Billy Moss. Billy Moss tries to turn, but he turns out of bounds. CASA throw in, Andrew Hughes.
Again, throwing CASA, Joe.
Passes it back to Daryl DaCosta. DaCosta looks long, looking for Timmy Sawyer. Hughes is left wide open on the left flank. Nice cross by Hughes. Good clearance by Lofthouse. And DaCosta heads it back in, out of bounds. Scarpazza throw.
Good effort on CASA and well defended by Lofthouse.
DaCosta looked for Hughes down on the side and just couldn't quite get to the open man.
Once again, it'll be a Scarpazza Holmes throw-in.
So far, no real good scoring chances. Maybe the corner by Mark Allen was probably the best one that Francis handled with little problem. Nice throw in by Barbizon. Oh, Hughes cuts it off. O'Connor lays it back to Lofthouse. He clears long. Oh, over DeLonghi's head. He chips it on. Back to his goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper, Way there, Scott Way, clears out to the left side to Daryl DaCosta. DaCosta looks for an opening. Covered well by Billy Moss. Pacheco backs him up. Finds DeLonghi open. He clears down the side, and it's another Scarpazza throw-in.
Back to that offensive threat just by Scarpazza Holmes. Safala just a few steps behind the play. If in fact he would have been maybe a little tired to the defenders, he may have been able to take advantage of that, Joe.
That's right. It looks like CASA is trying to favor Johnny Barbizon's side from what they may have picked up in Sunday's game. Billy Moss keeps it in, but Andrew Hughes controls. Referee didn't notice any foul, although Hughes thought there was. Nice clearance by DeLonghi on the head ball up to DaCosta. He lays it down the side to Bertels. Bertels long cross. Lofthouse meets it head on, clears it. DaCosta wins the ball again. And DeLonghi picks it up. Looks like CASA's winning all the 50-50 balls so far, Phil. A push by Moss. Free kick, CASA.
Of course, not dangerous, so not deserving a yellow or red card at that point, but once again, Moss taking DeLonghi out of the play, and by doing that, stopping the play and giving the defensive core a chance to get back.
Oh, nice cross by Hughes, but an excellent catch by Alan Francis.
Fantastic save.
That was Peter DeJager coming across, looking to meet that, but he just mistimed it a little bit. Nice kick by Francis, met by Marco Trotta, and it's cleared out.
Of course, Joe, each week we'll be featuring two teams here at Caton's Pasture here in Kingston. We certainly hope everyone will continue to join us here at Kingston Soccer Week for the next, I'd say, 5 weeks here on CableNet 13.
That's right, Phil. CableNet's done a fine job so far, and we'd like to commend them on what they've done. We've got a lot of fan interest, and the fans are, everywhere we see them, are commending CableNet for coming out and doing a fine job. Long clearance by Trotta, met by O'Connor. Barbizon beats Bertels to the ball. Francis, first touch of the game, lays off to Moss. And DaCosta clears. Hughes keeps it in with the back of his heel. He looks to lay off, lays it back to DaCosta. Scarpazza forward's not challenging at all. Mark Allen picks it up and goes backwards with it. Lays it back to DeLonghi. Looks like CASA has control of the game so far. DeJager picks it up. Looks down the side, lays it off nicely for Hughes, who's left wide open. And Barbizon clears long. DeJager chips. And Barbizon clears the Safala. He beats two men to the ball, lays it back to Martin Evans. Evans tries to get through, but three CASA players are there to meet him. And Allen lays it back to Daryl DaCosta. DaCosta looks long for another head ball. And Dave Irvin's there this time to pick it up.
Well cleared there.
Yeah, looks like a lot of center field play right now, Phil. Martin Evans picks it up, foul on CASA. We're 15 minutes into the first half, Phil. Still looking for our first good scoring chance of the game.
When I get a chance, Joe, I'm going to try and inform the fans back at home of the following standings of the GKSSL. Of course, Division B and Division C still to be listed off.
Yeah. Rodney Wilson took that free kick, and it was met by Steve Humphreys and cleared. Now Pino Laredo has moved up, lays it into Pacheco, and Pacheco tries to sidestep Humphreys, but he can't get around him. Now Pacheco challenges Humphreys, but Humphreys walks away from it. Sawyer chips it on, and Lofthouse meets it. Lofthouse looks over to Johnny Barbizon. Go! Billy Moss waiting for the ball. Barbizon expected him to run, and there was no movement by Moss on that play, and therefore CASA walks away with the ball rather cleanly.
On top
DaCosta
of that,
looking.
On top of that, sorry, Joe, with the forwards not pressuring the defenders, it gives them a lot of time to set up and look around and look for an opening.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part
That's
of
right.
Scarpazza's strategy, just to lay back in the first 15 and build it up towards the end of the half. But it will be interesting to see if that is, in fact,
That's right.
the case.
DaCosta takes the ball for a throw-in, looking around for an open CASA player. Scarpazza's picked up all the men so far, and DaCosta's taking a little extra time on the throw-in. Throws it down the side. Bertles heads it on nicely, and Lofthouse calls for it, and it's a long clearance. Two CASA players. Nobody called for that ball, and they bumped each other. DeLonghi clears. Maybe he should have let it in.
It's a throw-in, Joe, for
Throw-in
Scarpazza.
Scarpazza.
Rule just went over the line. Throw-in Billy Moss.
Billy Moss to take a throw-in. Looks for an opening. Oh, foul throw, Billy Moss.
Looks like it just slipped out of his hands, Joe.
Yeah.
And that will certainly give CASA a chance to put it back
Hughes
into
looks,
play.
finds an opening. O'Connor covering Sawyer very well so far. DaCosta picks up. A lot of room on the side for CASA. Seems like Scarpazza's coverage isn't very good right now. And bad clearance by Hughes, picked up by Evans. Evans gets around Crudwig, looking long. Oh, nobody going through. CASA looked to try and play the offside trap, but nobody on the Scarpazza team was going through, and Scott Way, the goaltender, picked it up harmlessly. There's the Jaeger, back to Humphreys. Challenged by Pacheco, and so he lays it back to Marco Trotta. Trotta moves up rather neatly, up the side. Gets around Rodney Wilson with a little problem. Now Martin Evans takes that off the chest. Takes a little too long in his clearance and is beaten to the ball by Crudwig. Cross by CASA. Billy Moss coming in. DeLonghi takes a first-time shot, and that's well wide of the net. Goal kick, Scarpazza.
Joe, if I can just take this minute, the Group B standings shape up like this. The Shot Pool Pub in first with 10 points. Rangers with 9. Stages and Portuguese Benfica tied with 7. With 6, we have the Dukes. Shoppers Drug Mart 4. El Salvador 3. And Gananaco Multi-Laser in last with 0. In the C Group, we have Donnelly's with 12 points. AIC Brandy's with 12 also, so there's a tie for first. Alcan with 9. Crescent 7. Bombardier 6. Raceway 6. 3 points, LaSalle Sports and Crystal Palace. DuPont with 1 and Cataraqui 2. In last place with 0.
Oh, nice shot by Timmy Sawyer, and that hit the post. Scarpazza was a little lackadaisical on that goal kick, and I believe Billy Moss there not letting Mark Allen cut in through and take that goal kick and anticipate it and head it on and into a CASA advantage.
And let's not forget the fine touch by the goalie, Alan Francis, who just touched it and deflected it into the post.
Yeah, I believe so, Phil. I believe Francis just got a hand on that. I know for a fact that Francis went out and got himself a new pair of goalie gloves today, so I guess he's got his money's worth out of them already. Clearance by CASA. Looks like CASA's a little quicker to the ball tonight. They're winning the 50-50 ball so far, and Scarpazza tends to be standing around right now, and that might be the difference in the game so far. The build-up is seems like CASA's right on top of the Scarpazza players as soon as they get the ball.
Again, CASA, Joe.
Yes, DeJager picks it up, comes up the side, lays off to Allen. Broken up by Marty Evans, finds Safala, but Trotta hustles back and kicks that out of bounds. Scarpazza throw in.
Now, Joe, a lot of people, having launched this now into the second season here in Kingston Soccer Week, recognize the Scarpazza home side. Recognize that Scarpazza home had a tough time of it last year. In fact, maybe winning maybe once or twice on Kingston Soccer Week. Reasons for the turnaround this year? First place.
Well, I think a big attitude change. Scarpazza went out and picked up some newer players, for one thing, that show a little more hustle right now and more determination, but also they're listening to the coach a lot more. They also have a new coach, but it seems like an overall attitude change. And to some extent, maybe the field, because this field is a lot wider and bigger than the previous field that they played on. Sawyer all open on that free kick, looks, and it's cleared away by the Scarpazza defense. DaCosta with the ball, lays off to DeLonghi. Nice long ball by DeLonghi into the corner, but No pickup by anybody on that play, and Billy Moss and Hughes fought for it, but the referee, Nejadaglu, calls a goal kick.
And going back to that point, Joe, maybe, with all due respect, the change in the coaching system, the introduction of Owen Evans, his son also Marty, maybe a little more experience with Owen, and that experience being translated back to the players with a little more composure, maybe.
That's right. That's right, Phil. Headed on, I didn't see that. As to who headed on, looks like it was off Scarpazza, so it's Peter Jaeger for CASA taking the throw-in. Looking around. Scarpazza covering well. Lofthouse first times it out. Back to Jaeger. Jaeger has time to move around. Wilson stops his first movement. Allen, nice clear. Laredo clears it well off the defense. Up to Safala. Safala looks for Billy Moss. Nice pass up to Billy Moss. Challenged by Hughes. Moss backheels it nicely. Lays it off to the inside, looking for Safala. Humphreys beats him to the ball. And Mark Allen clears back to DaCosta, who clears up to Scott Bertels, takes it off his knee, lays up to Mark Allen, who's found himself in an excellent spot. Lofthouse forces Allen to go wide. And looks like a Scarpazza goal kick.
Of course, on that play, a lot of the Scarpazza defenders yelling for offside, and I might have to agree with them on there, Joe. It seemed like it may have been offside, but of course the referee not seen it that way and allowed the play to roll on.
Well, Phil, in the one-man system, we're used to seeing the World Cup with a three-man system. In the one-man system, some players might try to take advantage of a one-man referee and look for an advantage by trying to call an offside that maybe the referee doesn't quite think is. Goal kick, Francis. We're halfway through the first half. Evans chips it on with his head, and Trotta clears it. Laredo beats his man to the ball, and it goes to Mark Allen, clears up to Crudwig. Crudwig covered well by Laredo. Up to Pacheco. Pacheco tries backheel to Safala. Nice play. Safala tries a shot from about 30 yards, blocked by DeLonghi. Barbizon. Nice. DaCosta wins it. Irvin with the ball. Nice. Up to Moss. Moss covered by number 17. That's Mark Morano. Cleared up to Bertels. Bertels. No, that's not Bertels. That's number 19, Aaron Elliott. Cleared back to Trotta. Heads on to Humphreys, and he, high clearance, finally comes down. And it's headed on by CASA, out of bounds. No, CASA ball. Okay, DeJager takes it. Throws it in. Lofthouse seems to have a little time with it. Clears it up the middle, up to Safala, covered well by DeLonghi. Evans, Martin Evans, lays it back. Dave Irvin back to Evans, covered by Aaron Elliott. Evans trying to find some space, finds Rodney Wilson open on the left flank. And Wilson, nice little backheel by Wilson, cleared by DeLonghi on the cross. Foul on Irvin, CASA free kick.
Once again, Joe, that foul not being of a serious nature, referee Nejadaglu just ruling a free kick.
That's right.
And no cards being passed around.
That's right, Phil. Humphreys takes the free kick over to Trotta. Trotta clears it up the side, cut off well by Laredo. And DeJager comes in and steals, and looks like CASA tried, but that was a little long. Scarpazza, goal kick.
Of course, Joe, just a reminder to all our fans, Kingston Soccer Week is being brought to you here from Caton's Pasture in Kingston, Ontario. And Joe, since I do have a minute, I want to say hi to all our fans in Gananoque and our southern neighbors from the United States and northern New York State. Continue watching Kingston Soccer Week, and we hope you enjoy it.
That's right. So far, Phil, what I noticed is that the Scarpazza wingers got to be a little quicker on movement off the ball. It seems like CASA's finding a lot of